The Art of Spending Money. The Art of Spending Money, a detailed narration. In his landmark book, The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel masterfully explained that our relationship with wealth is governed not by spreadsheets and formulas, but by the soft, often irrational, science of human psychology. He taught millions how to think about earning, saving, and investing. Now, in his highly anticipated follow-up, The Art of Spending Money, Housel completes the circle, tackling the other, and arguably more complex side of the financial equation: how to deploy that wealth to build a genuinely better life. If his first book was about accumulating resources, this one is about thoughtfully depleting them. The Art of Spending Money is not a budget planner or a how-to guide for finding travel deals. Instead, it is a profound, 1,000-word philosophical inquiry into why we spend and how we can transform money from a source of status anxiety into a tool for freedom, contentment, and peace of mind. Housel's central premise is that spending is an art, not a science. There is no universal, correct way to spend money because every individual's values, fears, and desires are a unique cocktail mixed from their personal history. What brings one person immense joy may bring another crippling anxiety. Because it is an art, the goal is not to optimize every dollar, but to use money to create a life that feels authentic and minimizes future regret. The Great Disconnect: Why We Are So Bad at Spending. Housel begins by dissecting the core problem. We are trained to earn, but we are not trained to spend. In fact, most of the social cues we receive about spending are actively harmful. The most potent of these toxic cues is the confusion between admiration and envy. When we see someone in a luxury car, we think, if I had that car, people would admire me. Housel argues this is a fundamental miscalculation. What we actually feel when we see that car is envy, and we rarely, if ever, think about the person driving it. We just use the car as a benchmark for our own desires. We chase a feeling, admiration, that our spending will never actually deliver, trapping ourselves in a status game that cannot be won. This leads to the trap of social debt. As people earn more, they often move into social circles with higher spending norms. They feel an implicit obligation to keep up: a bigger house, more expensive vacations, private schools. This isn't spending for joy, it's spending as a tax for social cohesion. This social debt can be more crippling than actual financial debt, as it ties your identity and your paycheck to the expectations of others, effectively canceling out the very freedom your money was supposed to buy. The frugality trap: when saving becomes a sickness. Perhaps the most poignant insight is reserved for those who were successful students of the psychology of money.